Greetings everyone and welcome back to Factory Town, where the last episode was quite a while ago. I do apologize about that. I have been, oh my lord, so busy. So many things have happened in my life recently. Some good, some incredibly good, some a little bit worrying. I will go into the details in a future update video, but suffice it to say I have missed you all terribly and I'm very sorry for the delay. Right, now then, what are we going to start with today? Now, I seem to recall the very last thing I really wanted to do was increase the workers over here so that we could get more grain a little bit faster. So let's start with that now. Let's see. To upgrade these houses, we're going to need cloth. I mean, upgrading the houses would actually be quite nice. Would be very nice, in fact. But to store cloth would be the problem. We're producing it reasonably well. But we're selling cloaks. Now, we appear to have sold all the cloaks that we can. Doesn't appear that anyone particularly wants to buy cloaks, though that being said, the cloaks are not going into the inventory here. Curious, that one. It's, or perhaps, oh no, it's just that we haven't yet made any. We need the leather dropped by. Okay, are we actually producing leather? Yes, we are. The leather is being brought across. Okay. Well, I guess what we could do, since we are actually stockpiling the cloth here, we could... We're making some bandages. We could move some cloth away here and there. That wouldn't be a terrible idea. Alright, well, let me refresh my memory. We're currently working on mining. Okay. Sure, okay, we should be able to move a bit of this across. If we remove the cloaks for now, we can allow the cloaks to build up. So let's go ahead and remove blocks. Donk, donk. There we are. No more cloth being added there. So instead, we're going to start just stockpiling the cloaks gradually as leather is delivered. Though, where is the leather going right now? I was fairly certain that the barn was... Oh, that's fertilizer. Leather will be... No leather being produced. Therein is the problem. We're not actually producing the grain nearly fast enough to be able to get the leather made. It's occasionally happening, but it's really not fast enough, frankly. We need to work on that. Now, one of the big problems that we are having here is that we're having lots of different places trying to maintain a stock of varying things, and that is dropping the efficiency. It is much better if you have just one place doing something. Now, we could upgrade our base if we want to. That would give us some extra homes that we could place down. But the question is, do we really want to do that instead of just gathering the cloth? I think right now we want to gather the cloth. So to that end, we're going to drop workers over here by one. And we are going to go ahead and get a wagon right here. There we go. This wagon should take cloth and store it. Just grab the cloth as you can. Eventually we'll repurpose that wagon for a different use, but for the time being, I think that's fine. Additionally, I would like to improve the path up here quite considerably so that my wagons can move around each other without too much issue. Okay, so we now have, hopefully, cloth being stored. There we go, and there we are, house level 4. Gives us a little bit of extra. Now they can consume goods a little bit faster now. Specialty goods. So advanced gadget, magical supplies, jewelry and gourmet food. Not really what we're worrying about right now, but we're going to keep pushing these up a little bit. This cloth will definitely help us out quite a lot in the future, so let's continue to increase this farm drastically as we go. We can have a look through here. I'm fairly certain that generally all of our foodstuffs are producing... Oh no, actually the fish oil, and rather the ointment, is producing one blue. So yeah, actually this kitchen is producing all 3 types of coins right now, which is reasonable. Quite reasonable, actually. It is taking a little bit of time though, so I wouldn't mind getting that upgraded. So for the time being, the focus is going to be on getting all of these houses upgraded to house level 4. We'll drop a couple of extra people into these jobs as we can. If we can get that up to 10, then that is going to massively improve everything here. We are not stockpiling anything in the grain mill. Honestly, getting a farm purely for the production of wheat would probably be a useful thing to do. Also getting some grain farms, perhaps over here, that are producing fertilizer for the grain farms would be another really useful thing to do. I'll have to look into that one. Having this one producing a little bit of everything is quite good. I think generally speaking, we've got... yeah, we're doing quite well in terms of medicine, fruits, so on and so forth. We're doing fine there. I don't think we need to worry about that one over much. Let's have a look. You can upgrade. Let's get the whole block done if we can. No, we've now run out of cloth once again. Hopefully we get a little bit here and there. We are actually making the cloth straight into bandages a little bit too fast. We can't improve that right now either. We make an extra piece of cloth occasionally. I wonder, can we add an extra cloth onto this? We can't. That's a bit of a shame. That would have actually been quite useful to be able to just plonk down 2 items of cloth. I can simply turn off bandages for the time being. And since this is going to be a temporary upgrade project, we'll go ahead and do that. We are also going to want to upgrade our whole town. Max house increased by 4. Nice. A new building unlocked the specialty goods, which is what we're going to need for our house level 4s as it happens. So that's quite cool as well. Let's go down and plonk down another house or 2. I would kind of like a little road over here. I'll pop these down there, I think. There we are. It'll remind me of my time in Norway recently with houses on the hill. Actually, quite picturesque, quite beautiful, in fact. Very, very pleased that I took the time to go and visit some friends. Right, let's... now, I'm going to be really finicky about this. You've come to expect this from me, though, so, you knew what you were getting into when you signed up to watch this Let's Play. There we are. We want to have a little path going along here. There we are, and then we'll get a ramp down. There, and there. Well, that one is a little bit of annoyance, though, actually. Perhaps I should remove these, just so I can... no, don't remove the house, please. That's a very heavily upgraded house. That would make me quite sad. There we go, that'll be a little better. Right, there we are. Let's get these the scaffolds back in place. And a little scaffold ramp right there. There we go, lovely. That doesn't look like it's supported, though. So let's just... no, can I? There we go. That makes me feel so much better. And this will just be a regular path. It doesn't need to be a stone path around here. You know what? Fine. It's a path. It can be on the slant a little bit. It's okay. So that's 2 of the houses. We're going to want another 2. Just make sure that they're all within the right... both ranges there. And we'll get this one down here. And will this one work? It should do. That should be within range, but I can't be entirely certain of it. So we're going to have this one over there. There we go. There we are. And this one can have a little path down. And this one can have a double path going out there. Oops, that's not quite what I meant to do. There we are. Right, so let's go ahead and upgrade these houses. All the way up to house level 4, in fact. There we are. Marvellous. Let's get you up there as well. In fact, we should be able to get everything up to house level 4. Oh, this is going to be great. So many more people can work in our industries. It's going to be a very, very happy time for us. There we are. Let's get you up to house 4 as well. House 5 is going to require some iron work items. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. We've got an enormous amount of people that we can now put to work. Right, that's as good as that can run. That's as good as this can run. This is not stockpiling anything, so that's fine. How about over here? We're going as well as we can. Oh, actually, no, we can go a little bit faster if we really want to. Is there a need to? Possibly not, but that's fine. We'll let that run. Now then, let's have a look down here. We've already got as many people working in there, unfortunately, as we can cope with. How about over here? We can manage a couple more. Sure. At this point, we can happily go through and just pop as many people on everything as we can afford to. Down here's fine. You're running as well as you can, as are you. Okay, so what we're going to need over here is more animal feed. We can continue to have the wagons taking the produce around. We could possibly even look into trains, and that's definitely something worth our time, in my opinion. To upgrade you, I'm going to need reinforced planks and stone bricks. That shouldn't be a problem overall. Let's have a look down here. Got plenty of iron plates. Stone bricks should be being stored. We've got 100 at the moment. Kind of feel that maybe the stone should be being taken direct to there instead. Let's do that. Let's have stone being delivered directly instead of over here. In fact, could you take the stone out of there and down? There we are. That being said, I could happily move the stone back if I really wanted to. That's not a bad idea. Sure, you continue moving the stone down that way then. Ah, good times. Having the ability to pull from a building, so incredibly useful. We want that going this way. We then want logistics, a grabber. There we go. Oh, damn it. Should have set the grabber up first. Well, yeah, we do kind of need the grabber, so get rid of that for now. Get rid of the whole thing. I'm gonna have to remember the correct way to build these items for now. Filter. I want it to just be stone. There we go. And we can get the cloth conveyor underneath as well. Yeah. That'll work quite nicely, I think. We'll empty out the stone from here. We got anyone bringing things over? No. Everyone should be delivering the stone in there. There we are. That'll work very nicely, and as soon as that's done, we'll start just loading out with stone brick. We only need 200, so technically that entire barn can fuel this. So, reinforced planks is the thing that we're going to really want to start looking into now. Right, how are we doing in here? We've got ridiculous amounts of iron. Are we actually producing nails? We are, but I've turned off nails for now. Right, okay, well let's turn on plates and turn on nails again. There we are. Eventually we should... In fact, let me turn off the iron plates here. That way we'll drain the barn out a little bit. Oh wait. Damn it. There we go. We'll allow that to empty up for a little bit. Are we actually able to make anything? No, we are not. Well, that's a bit of a problem then. I wish we could filter something occasionally. I could pull some items out of here. Sure, let's draw some iron plates out. In fact, you do the same. Let's make a bit of room for some nails to go in there. There we go. That's a bit better now. Just allow that to stockpile. And this will continue bringing out the pickaxes. Now, we don't technically need those. So how about we shut that down for now? We just want the reinforced planks. And for those to be delivered over to the main base. Go ahead and take the reinforced planks across. I would love to get the main base up to this. But for the time being as well, that's going to be the necessary ingredient for increasing our houses even further. So let's start actually stockpiling them while we can. So for the time being, a lot of our focus has been on simply upgrading what we've got to make better use of the space that we're using. And I think that's fine for now. But there we are. All of the cloth is now done. So with that, I would very much like... Let's see. You carting cloth. Yes, you are. Well then, I would like you to stop doing that. And instead, Just go and stand over there. We want to start making bandages once again. Now, the bandages will make us a little bit of red coin. We don't technically need it, thinking about it, but over here we're simply making ointments. We could just stop making bandages. It's not strictly necessary. Still, the houses will be happier if they have access to the bandages, and we make a lot of them here. So yeah, okay, we'll get that going just so that we've got a better supply. That seems like a good move there. All right, how's our research going? Going quite well. Making a bit of progress there at the very least. Okay, well, we are going to want a lot more animal feed being delivered, and that's going to unlock a lot more stuff for us overall. Right now, we are producing a lot going on in here. Wow! Earth crystals, okay. That looks impressive. Okay, so let's go ahead and pop down farm. I'm not going to put down the specialty building just yet. I don't think that's necessary at the moment. I would, however, like a farm delivering produce direct to our pasture over here. Now that's going to necessitate having a new route built up. Can we remove... Oh, I mean, you're delivering this over there. I don't really want you to take it too long of a route around, but at the same time, I am going to want... The mill can handle more. A lot more. So we could simply deliver the grain over there without having to do anything else fancy. So come over to here. There we go. And then over there. There we are. Now with that done, we'll build a little scaffold bridge up here. Go for, well, actually, let's start with the regular scaffolding first. So bring that up. Go. Have a ramp there. And just a ramp coming down on this side. We need a wooden arch. That should allow everything to move through. Hopefully. There we go. Well, it doesn't matter too much if our cart takes a bit of a winding way. It will slow things down, but it's not too much of an issue for us. There we go. There we are. Perfect. You're also going to want a little path for it to come down here and deliver to the farm here. Let's go and grab this wagon we no longer need over there, and we will allow it to grab fertilizer and deliver it direct to the farm. Perfect. I like. Right, now then, farming plots. It's going to cost me a little bit to set all this up, but it's fine. I could pull that down. I don't think this is strictly going to be necessary. Honestly, we're going to be producing so much grain here. We're likely going to want a new grain mill simply to process all of these crops. We're going to want green plants. We should have more than enough to be able to set this up. Hopefully. Okay. And with that done, should be good. Right, there we are. And you can go ahead and have all of the workers that you need. We've still got so many. That is very nice. Really, guys. Okay. Should have seen that coming. This does actually give me an opportunity to test something out that I've wanted to test though, so I'm going to look at this as an unintended awesome... There we go. Let's pop these down. We need the notch. There we are. Now, I want one-ways. It's not something I've played with yet. Right, logistics. Pusher, rail stop, one-way. Restricts and organizes movement. It's fairly costly, but it's fine. There we are. Now, within this, they can still get stuck. But they should, hopefully, just follow the route. Because there's no particular reason why they wouldn't follow it. There's no reason to change direction once they're on that. There we go. I'll bring this little path up there as well, so we've got a little bit of an easier track. Not much of one, but still. That'll work quite nicely, I think. There we go. Grain is starting to be fed in. Marvellous. We're producing the animal feed about as fast as we can. There we go. And stop piling. There we go. Wool, raw chicken. They're backing up at this point. As long as they are backing up, there we go. Mine has been unlocked. As long as the wool and raw chicken are backing up from time to time, and I don't have to worry too much about the leather because eventually the leather will take care of itself. Raw chicken is backed up, and then the leather will start to produce. However, that said, we could have an extra grain mill if I really wanted to. And perhaps I should, given the amount of grain that we are producing. Let's go ahead and take care of that before we... Well, actually, no. Let's go and set up our next piece of research, shall we? All right, what are we going to go for? Enhanced accessories, machinery, steam power, mana purification, magic forge, void obelisk, health potion, and mana transmission. Also, advanced logistics allows the bool function, logic set. Okay, now we're getting... We're getting to the stuff that makes me excited, but I'm going to try and resist because we can't afford it. But... Oh, I think that's going to be good. Let's go for the machinery, though. We'll see how that works. I'm interested in the packager. Will that just allow me to bundle more resources into the same space so a wagon could carry 4 times as much resources or something along those lines? That would be very, very interesting to find out, if true. We have overproduced now. We've got loads of flour. This kitchen is running pretty much at maximum capacity. I'm extremely happy for that. We could do with a bit more happiness, obviously, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. We've got 5 different pieces of produce there. We have no clothing being manufactured though, and that is something of a shame. Let's set up another grabber though, because I did take this away earlier, and that was a bit of a problem. Let's make sure that this is set to grab cloaks and only cloaks. Yeah, and then a woolen, a cotton conveyor, cloth conveyor rather. There we go. That'll do the job. But yes, let's go ahead and build a new grain mill down here as well. There we go. Now, if I was super clever in the way I positioned this, I might be able to do... I would have to get rid of a little bit of resources around this, but I think this could work. Sure. Okay, we'll pop that there. Now, I'm going to... move this tile and this one in fact, and I would like to remove these constructions there. So tools, I want to remove resources. It pains me a little bit to do this. It does truly pain me, but it is for the greater good, as the towel might say. Let's pop that in there and put it across. No, I can't do that. That's a bit of a shame. We'll just allow this up and around. There we go. Actually, we could probably do this a little bit better if I just brought it in like this. There we go. There we are. And then we'll sort this out. The click and drag functionality of the chutes is a little bit wanting, but it's fine. You can get it to do what you want, and that's the important part. Right, there we go. And I would like to go this way. There we are. It'll eventually fill this up, and then once it's done that, it'll start filling this one up. Or at least it will once I've told it what I want it to make, and that is animal feed, and only animal feed. There we go. Get all of the workers you need. Perfect. This will start backing up a little bit. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe. Let's tidy this up a little bit more. We can definitely do that. So let's have you going that way. There we are. And this one across. There we go. All of the animal feed, all of the time, we should have leather being produced very actively now. And that works perfectly. All right, lovely. This is still going to massively overproduce grain, though. We could siphon that off into something else, perhaps. But for now, we should start seeing our cloak production going up, and I'm fairly happy with that. All things said and done. Perhaps at some point we'll make a little barn just to siphon off any overproduction. I don't know if we're going to get it though, honestly. Looks like we may need a little bit more in terms of pulling the resources out of here. That's certainly something we could set up. Wasn't what I was expecting we'd need, but actually something we could easily do. We just have to run another one through there and both of them into this. But for the time being, it looks like it's enough, honestly. We're not producing at peak efficiency, but it doesn't matter. We are overproducing the animal feed, so that's fine. As long as we're producing everything we need, I don't mind too much on that score. Now, how much of the reinforced planks are we stockpiling? 38 so far. We could even upgrade the houses a little bit more. Should we? Is the big question there. Now, I think that's... Oh. Well, I think it's safe to say the game did not feel that we should. The game took a very, very strong stance on that. It's like, no, don't build these houses up anymore. Are you a fool? So, alas, we've been chucked back just a tiny bit. That is actually the first crash that, or at the very least, the first crash that I can remember happening. So, yeah. Okay. All right, game. If you feel that strongly about it, you only had to mention it. You know, you didn't need to crash just to prove a point. My lord. So aggressive. But that does mean that we can perhaps position our green mill a little bit better. My lord. Silly game. I think we went for machinery because I wanted the packer, so let's crack on with that. But for the time being, we're not going to have more than one grain mill. Position the grain mill differently, simply because we don't need to. We're producing more than enough around here. And since I know everything that I'm going to do, I should be able to just throw this together fairly quickly. So let's get all of that done. I got rid of something I didn't mean to. So much for knowing what I'm doing. There you go. And we should be able to, if we haven't got some sort of crossover, it seems easy enough to just click and drag. And for the time being, we'll allow that. Let's get these done by the same token. We'll just drag it down. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't realize they could be loaded onto the side of a chute. I don't like the way that looks though, so we're not going to do it, but useful to know. Very useful to know. We'll also clear this out as well, I think, down there, just make sure that that looks correct. There we are. So, it was really that simple to get all of that set up. Animal feed only, please. There we go. All done and done. Right, so we're not going to be upgrading the houses. The game has decided that that is really the worst thing you could possibly do. However, we do now have the mine, so let's have a look at how this beautiful building works. I know you've probably been waiting patiently, very patiently. Oh my lord, we need rail tiles. And reinforced planks. Okay, are we actually stockpiling reinforced planks? We are. Great. So we will be able to build one, but wow, this is an expensive structure. We're going to need to build rail tiles. Produced by the rail depot, allows rail carts to move. Produced by the machine shop. Well. Okay, looks like we're not going to be doing this then. Harvest various ores and minerals from nearby terrain. Does it have a catchment area? It does. Okay. So once we actually have the means to make that, all right. Well, I was actually really thinking that we were going to be building that in this episode. A little bit disappointed, but at the same time, got a lot of other things that we can work on instead. Part of me is thinking that we should probably clean this area up. Do I really care for this area? It's producing just straight up carrots that it is then selling as what? We've got carrots are being sold as fruit and vegetables. But honestly, we're selling that with the fruit juice, so is there really a need for that? We seem to be just selling it as soon as it comes through, so the fruit juice sells for 2, whereas the carrots only sell for 1. Would we really be losing much here? We're producing flour and we're selling that straight up. That's only producing 5. I don't think we need this. We could, if we're shy on anything, deliver it here, but we're not, actually. It's fish oil is the only thing that holds our production up over here. Very interesting, that. We seem to be having an enormous overproduction, in fact. Perhaps we could even do a second kitchen. Now that is not something I was expecting. Not something I was expecting at all. One farm could possibly run 2 kitchens. Either way, I think it's clear enough then that we can, in fact, do away with all of this. So let's go ahead, We're going to want you gone, but that is also going to mean that we want these wagons gone. And you can also move over there as well. Alright, let's go ahead and shut the whole place down and start removing these buildings. Tools. I think we should just be able to delete them completely. No, it might be a case I'm depressed. There we are, delete. Of course. We could, as a result, make this trip a little bit better, but honestly, I kind of like it as it is, so we'll keep that one there. We'll have a little path through here in the future. Now, all of this was simply delivering grain and carrots. Now, that does mean that without it, we're no longer going to have a means of making grain or carrots. This was an important building because it allowed us to actually build further farms. So I'm thinking that we are going to add a very temporary barn. Or, well, it's not really temporary, but it's not going to produce or supply anything else. It's going to exist solely for the purpose of me having a stockpile of grain ready should I need it in the future for some reason. Now, ideally, I would like to straight up send it into the barn and then send it on only when necessary, but perhaps we could look into some of our logistics options. Sorter, splitter. Sure, we'll just have a splitter there, I think. I want half of the produce to go this way until it's full. That seems quite fair. And we're going to need to... Now, well, whether this will work on this or not, it does. Perfect. That's actually marvellous. We don't need one over here because I'm quite happy for the runoff to just go into it. But down here, we'll just slowly fill this barn up. I could even fill it up with some berries as well if I really wanted to. And herbs if I really wanted to. Is there a desire for that? I'm going to say that there probably is. So sure. Let's go and grab these. I would like you to drop off whatever it is you've got. Same with you. Go ahead and drop it off. There we are. Then I'll have them start moving the berries across. If nothing else, we can just fill that in. There we are. And please drop those berries down there. Once we've got a full stack, then that should be fine. I might keep it there, just so that my people can continue to gather the produce there. Cotton may be a useful one for us. I mean, we've got berries over here, but we're not putting them into a barn anyway. And perhaps I should, actually. I could easily fit a barn here, and then... Yes. Well. That's actually a very good point. Do I strictly need this, then? Well, for now. Sure. Unload what you can for now, but that's actually a much better idea. Okay. Well, let's do that, then. We're going to move these, just for the time being. We're going to want grabbers. Oops. There we go. And just because it'll look nicer, we will have them maintain their position. So this one will grab the berries, and this one, the grain. There we are. And then we'll have an inline barn. That actually works out quite well. There we go. And then when we've overproduced, the barn will start stockpiling. And it should maintain a stock of each item, realistically speaking. Grains are being produced a little bit faster, but that will eventually stockpile as well. And maybe that will eventually fill up in such a way that I can't pull... Ooh. Now therein is the problem. If one of these stockpiles imperfectly, if the consumption is out of whack, which it kind of seems to be right now, that may cause a bit of an issue for me. I'll observe for the time being. We'll carefully observe this situation, but that might cause me a bit of a problem later down the line. Since as the grain is being used very quickly, eventually this will stockpile all the way up and then may take the grain slot. I need grain to have fully backed up, at least to the point of reserving one space in the barn before then. Otherwise, this could conceivably be a problem for us in the future. We'll have to keep a close eye on that one. Gonna have to keep a close eye. We've almost finished stockpiling all of the flour here, though, so we'll see. That was a completely backlogged path, so it's conceivable that it will work. We could also help it out a little bit. Where's the other one? Yes, we could. Just for the time being, help us out a wee bit. Can you even get there? You can. It's a bit of a winding way, though, isn't it? Yeah. We could help it by giving us a little area over here, actually. Sure. Let's go ahead and do that. Just trying to improve things little by little. We need tools right now. Drain, block down. Right there will do. There we are. This is not going to be a very frequently used area, so I'm not too worried about it. But let's do something like this. Then the same over here. There we are. We're going to need the wooden arches now. Oops, that was not quite what I wanted. Click, there we go. And hopefully this will work. Now, I have also been told, it took a long while for the comments to get through. Obviously, again, I was away for pretty much the entirety of the last couple of episodes that were aired. But I did get the comments that you can absolutely still hook them in on higher levels. Like, this would work. If I wanted it to go in there, it would work. Thank you very much to everyone who took the time to leave me that tip, because I probably would never have revisited that after coming to the conclusion that it didn't work. And you know, I'm not gonna lie. That is the most likely outcome there. Right, let's pull this down a little bit more just so that it looks nice. There we go. Perfect. And we'll pop in that nice old path. Now that should help us. Hopefully, we'll get to the point. Can I dump an inventory? I can dump an inventory. So yeah, eventually I can make that work. It'll take a little while, but I think the issue there is that I eventually backlogged all of these because they filled up this route, and then all that was left was the grain. Maybe. We'll see about that one. Also, my happiness has gone down just a little bit. And there we go. The machine shop is there. Hooray! We are now going to be able to start work on the railway sections. Also, metal conveyor belts. Nice. New item unlocked. Harvester drill. New building unlocked. Packager. Bundles and unpacks items for transporting greater quantities. Perfect. Assembles a variety of mechanical gadgets. Alright, well, that's where we're going to be wrapping up this episode. I am afraid in the next one we are going to get the machine shop down and start working our way towards building some permanent mines. Now, I'm hopeful that the mine building isn't simply going to be a case of there's a harvester that goes out and gathers things and that we still deplete the resource, but rather it'll be more of an idea that it's a mine that goes down. But that whatever resource is above it, that's the resource that it will find in the ground. Well, we'll see how that works out in the next episode. I really do hope you've enjoyed that one. We'll be joining me for the next, but until then, and as always, do take care, everyone.